Hello, we start this experiment with showing you calcium chloride, calcium salt. A calcium salt is white. Calcium salt is white. Calcium chloride dissolves in water. We're going to put this in water and see what happens. It dissolves perfectly and nicely to give me a colorless solution. This is calcium chloride. To a solution of calcium chloride, tu vois là, c'est colorless solution. Je vais ajouter du sodium hydroxide. I will add it dropwise first and see what happens. Calcium chloride, dropwise sodium hydroxide. 1, 2. Ce que je vois là, je vois a white precipitate. White precipitate is formed. It's cloudy. Je ne peux pas voir à travers. It's not a solution anymore. It's a white precipitate. Allons ajouter en excès et voir qu'est-ce qui arrive. There is no change. The white precipitate persists. This is calcium chloride in NaOH. Now let's try to use some potassium salt. Potassium salts, all potassium salts dissolve in water. They give me a clear, colorless solution. So this potassium salt is a white powder. I put it in my test tube. I add a little bit of water. I give it a good shake. It dissolves nicely to give me a colorless solution. Potassium salts dissolve in water to give me a colorless solution. Okay, colorless solution. To this colorless solution, I will add a little bit of sodium hydroxide. Dropwise. I can't see any change. No precipitate is formed. The clear colorless solution persists. Calcium with NaOH, calcium chloride in NaOH give me a white precipitate. Potassium salt in NaOH, colorless solution persists. Let's now try iron 3 salt. Iron 3 salts, they tend to be yellow in color. Here I've taken some iron 3 chloride. Donc, tu peux voir que c'est jaune. Iron 3 chloride jaune. Je mets ça dans mon test tube. J'ajoute un petit peu d'eau. It dissolves, it gives me a yellow solution. Iron 3 chloride dissolves to give me a yellow solution. Solution veut dire je peux voir à travers. Solution, je peux avoir couleur. C'est coloré, c'est jaune. Maintenant, je vais ajouter un petit peu de NaOH. Dropwise. 1 drop. 2 drops. Qu'est-ce que je vois? Je vois a reddish brown precipitate. Reddish brown precipitate with NaOH. Je vais mettre beaucoup de NaOH. The precipitate does not dissolve. C'est toujours un precipitate. Je ne peux pas voir à travers. Maintenant, je vais faire avec un iron 2 salt. Iron 2 sulfate. Alors, déjà, regarde. Iron 2 sulfate, regarde sa couleur, jolie couleur vert. Iron 2 salts tend to be green in color. J'ai mis du iron 2 sulfate dans mon test tube. Là, je vais ajouter water. It dissolves perfectly in water. It gives me a pale green solution. It dissolves in water to give me a pale green solution. Because I've added too much of the salt, I'm having to give it a good shake and add a large amount of water to dissolve. But in any case, you can see it's a very pale green solution. It's a solution parce que je peux voir à travers. C'est clair. It's clear. To this solution now, I'm going to add NaOH. Dropwise, 1 drop, 2 drops. J'ai mon green, dirty green precipitate. Precipitate parce que je ne peux plus voir à travers. It's not a solution anymore, it's a precipitate. I add my NaOH in excess. It does not dissolve in excess. The last test, I'm going to try some copper sulfate, copper 2 sulfate. The 2 sulfate is blue. It's the most beautiful blue crystal you will see in your chemistry lab. Put it in my test tube, add some water, give it a good shake. Copper sulfate dissolves in water, it gives me a solution. It gives me a blue solution. Couleur bleu. Blue solution. Solution parce que c'est clair. To this solution, regarde bien, it's a blue solution. I'm going to add NaOH. Dropwise. 1 drop. 2 drops. Et je vois là a blue precipitate. Blue precipitate. The solution is gone. It's now a precipitate. Let's add NaOH in excess. Is my precipitate dissolving? No. It persists. The blue precipitate. This is with copper sulfate. Copper sulfate in NaOH, blue precipitate. On revoit tout maintenant. Calcium in NaOH, white precipitate, which does not dissolve. Potassium chloride in NaOH. Potassium salt in NaOH, colorless solution, which remains colorless with NaOH. Iron 3 salt, reddish brown precipitate with NaOH, which does not dissolve. Iron 2 salt, green colored precipitate with NaOH, which does not dissolve. Copper sulfate with NaOH, blue precipitate, which does not dissolve. Calcium, potassium, iron 3, iron 2, copper 2. Thank you. Bye-bye and good luck.